Hi, and welcome to TGSTS with M and Mo. This is Mo, and in this episode, you'll hear a little bit about my adoption journey, where I am right now, and something fun and exciting that I did recently. As always, you can find us on your socials at TGSTS. Enjoy.
Hey Mo, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. We're doing all right.
Yes, we're in living color.
In black and white, like
I know it looks fake,
no
but
color.
Look, see, look, we're here.
It's for
As
real.
one.
Oh my god, redonkulous. So what's up? How you do?
Well, what brings me here? Yes, well, I just decided to come out to the Pacific Northwest for fun.
Okay.
And see my fam.
What'd you really come out here for? There was an event. Did you come for an event?
Yeah, so
Let's talk about it.
we had a guest on our podcast a while ago who just jumped into the live. And that was one of the creators of BIPOC Adoptees. And that's
Yes.
what Black, Indigenous, people of color adoptees, so people who were adopted. And from that live, she ended up inviting me to one of her speaking events.
You were on one of their
not
lives.
speaking events, but yeah, on one of their lives.
Yeah, that
And
was good. I watched that one.
And we kept in touch, and then they said they were having a
I
conference.
love it.
And I was like, okay, let's do it. And then
And they're based out of Portland.
yeah, they're
right?
based in Portland. So then they had like a storytelling section where we can share our stories. Part of it you can see if you go on to BIPOC Adoptees on Instagram. You can see the second half. Oops, excuse me. I was in the first half though. So you're not going to see it.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah.
So was it like a whole day of events?
It was a whole day of events, a lot of sharing.
That's a lot of organizing. Ooh.
Yeah, it was very well organized. And they were so thoughtful, thought about different modalities of learning, thought about
Wow.
different, mental health statuses. They had a licensed therapist there on hand.
Well, because you guys, it was a safe space for you guys to share your experiences and kind of connecting and form community with people who have been through similar things.
Exactly.
Yeah, so that's very thoughtful for them to have had, mental health people there, and yeah,
They had a
that's
deactivation
amazing.
room.
What's a
They had
deactivation room?
They had just a place where you can go and sit and be in
Decompress.
peace, decompress. You could color in there. They had.
I need friends like this.
Oh, I brought you something.
Can I like I need community of people who take those considerations. Like,
Right?
hey,
That's
you know
so
what? You may need to
thoughtful.
go sit down for a minute. Here's a space for you. Like that sounds like a truly safe space. Where people are accepting you as you are and giving you what you need to be who you are in that
Yes.
space. Oh, that sounds so beautiful.
And I was a little nervous before the day because I was going to speak.
Yeah, that was we've already talked about all that.
But then it felt safe. Like I felt like I'm only sharing my story.
Yeah.
It's not something made up. Maybe
Yeah.
the delivery will be off, but it's my story, and they're here to listen
And receive.
and receive it. And they all did. Like people said, "Thank you for sharing." A lot of people, and it's not like I even cut it because I was like, I don't want. I'm
Overshare.
private.
Yeah.
And even with that, people were like, "Wow, that was powerful. Thank you for sharing
It's a
your
vulnerable
story."
space too.
Yeah, it's just being vulnerable. Yeah, sharing that.
But
with
there's a
strangers.
reciprocity in the sense that everybody was there for that.
Yep.
So so that makes it a little.
There were so many times when I was just like, yeah.
You could relate.
I could relate, but a lot of times I couldn't because a lot of them were transracial adoptees.
Yeah.
So people being adopted by white people, whether they were Black,
Or
South
from other
Asian,
countries,
East Asian,
right. Wow.
international.
Wow. And I guess, we've sort of touched on that. I don't know too much about it, but I know that, or I feel like I've heard or understood that it's easier to adopt out of the country than it is to adopt American kids here.
That's what I heard too.
Yeah, like there's just a few years back I met somebody and it was like she was trying to raise funds to go through the process because it was like $25,000 for this, and there's like a psych evaluation of the home, and then there's social workers come to the home, like different trips, and you have to fund all that.
Yeah,
like,
it's
there's
expensive to
infrastructure fund.
adopt.
Yeah. and you must really, really, really want to adopt.
I feel like
To go
that's
through
taking
that
advantage.
process.
Yeah.
Yes, yes. And those kids who are waiting. I mean, I guess it's all under the guise of safety. Because you want to vet these families, you want to vet these parents or whatever, but it just sounds very, very difficult.
It is. And then black kids aren't getting adopted. And then it's sad because they do like a, no adoption fee. Like it's almost like, here we got black kids on
Clearance
sale.
sale, yeah.
We got black kids on sale. So, that was a topic too of like, are we supposed to be considered the lucky ones? Because we were chosen,
families,
and it's like so complex. There's so much stuff. But I feel like with any meetup, you can't go by one thing. That's like me going to a vegan meetup. I'm vegan for ethical reasons, not for health reasons. So if you're sitting here bad mouthing like junk food, I'm not going to be like, yeah, here. Or talking about the environment, I'm not going to be like, yeah.
The motivation is different.
The motivation is different. And so it doesn't mean just because we have that one thing in common. And that's how I felt there as well. Like we're all adopted, but most people were transracially adopted. They had kinship adoptions.
Yeah.
Like I was adopted by other black people, even though my experiences were similar to a lot of others. It's just that's how you learn I learned about culture.
Yeah.
Because I was always like, I don't have a culture. I'm Black American. Like we don't really have. And then you start talking to people, especially with Instagram and like Black Twitter, and seeing all the things.
There is a culture.
Yeah, like wait, how did y'all do that? The same thing, or how did y'all have those same quilts, like bed sheets, or like that same bin?
But also, if you aren't in the community with other people who share that culture, it may feel like you don't have a culture. It's just what your family does. When in reality, there's a larger family, a larger culture that does that. So it is finding people who you can connect with, even though you're not the same exactly, but to have like the shared experiences and the shared culture.
Yeah, and that's why I said like I was nodding my head a lot of times.
Yeah.
Like wow,
Oh, that's good.
because it's like one of my things was always feeling like an alien, feeling like I don't.
You always
belong.
say you're an alien,
and so. It's pretty weird when I see people who have similar experiences. Like, okay, that was valid. Almost like I need that validation. Like, that was real. It wasn't made up in my head.
Yeah.
This is a real feeling that I had. Even though my feelings are valid, even without anybody else having them.
Right. But so even the transracial or transnational, I guess you would call it, adoptions, there's still a lot of similarities in like the feelings and the experiences.
Yeah.
Wow.
And it's interesting too because of the cultural thing. Like a lot of people weren't taught their culture. They don't know their culture. They feel like that was taken away.
Yeah. So was it a general feeling of they were missing something, maybe?
It was from I felt like it was more trauma based than anything. So it wasn't like, yay, we're adoptees, but it was more like these are our experiences.
Surviving the experience.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I thought that was pretty cool. And it felt cathartic for me to share my story. And I didn't feel too comfortable because, like I said, everybody there was Asian pretty much. And there were a couple Black people, but that was it. And so I kind of was like, nobody's going to get me, like a different culture.
Yeah.
But, a few came up and were like, yeah, I could relate to that. Thank you for sharing.
I love that. I love that people
thanks for
came
being
forward
vulnerable.
to say,
But it's kind of almost like when you're in a
support.
safe space like that,
Yeah.
they're almost programmed to say that. So it's like you don't know if
You don't mean it.
Yeah, you don't know
mean
what
it.
real feedback you're getting. It's just like they want to be supportive.
Yeah.
And
But that's still beautiful.
it is.
To know
It is. It
people
makes
still
you
care that
let
you
down
feel
your guard.
supported.
Yeah.
Yeah. Dang.
So I really loved that extra touch they had of just treating, like recognizing the humanity in others.
Yeah.
And that's so funny. I got
like
a
that.
shirt, and I think it said something like "be seen and heard" and whatever the three like perceive, but be seen and be safe and be heard or something like
Yeah.
that. And I was like, that's
And that's
awesome.
all anybody wants.
Right? That's
right?
all we want.
I like that. I feel like we've been talking a lot about creating and finding community. So I love that you had the opportunity to be, even though it's not, it wasn't as diverse or maybe whatever. Having shared experiences and being able to find similarities in stories, or at least to be heard and to receive by people who could understand what you've gone through.
Exactly.
So that's beautiful. That's beautiful.
It was beautiful.
Oh, okay. We're spelling.
What's that from?
I have no
beautiful.
idea. So are there other events coming up, or
They always have events. They're all local to here. So I'm like, maybe this is my opportunity to get that East Coast going. Get the East Coast.
That would be great.
I'm not a part of the group, but BIPOC is not a like copyright. You can't copyright that.
Oh, you're like, I'm gonna take this name. No.
So I can like, it's just a reference. It's like a adjective. Like, I don't know. So
that's interesting. BIPOC.
I'm not a fan of the term, but it's inclusive enough.
Yeah.
So.
But I mean, you could even be more specific and just form a Black community, of Black adoptees, or.
Yeah, maybe I should be specific like that, because
maybe to find more similar. But I still think. I mean, I don't know statistics. I didn't do any research. We're talking more about like emotions and experiences and stuff. But statistically, I would imagine that there is a lot more transracial adoption of white families adopting Black children. If Black children are being adopted, they are being adopted by white families. So I bet that experience would still be different, or yours would be unique.
Yeah.
In that way.
That's what I was saying. A lot of people were transracially adopted. So whether they were Black, Asian, South Asian, they were adopted by white people. And they brought up a good point that I never thought of, is the religious part. A lot of people, it's like, let me go save these savage people, let me take some kids in. And
like when they go to on their missions.
Yeah,
like
missions. And then they bring these, and the comparison to colonization, like I never thought about things like that.
That was
before.
a theme yesterday. Well, I mean, this is not a politically correct way. I don't know like how to be sensitive about it, but this is just like a way that I had always thought about it when Angelina Jolie was adopting her children, or Madonna had adopted a daughter or son from Malawi, I think. And it just, for me, it felt really gross. In a way, it seemed like collecting souvenirs from their travels. And I mean, I'm not going to pretend to know what goes on in Angelina Jolie's home or Madonna's home or any other celebrity who does this, but from the outside looking in, it seemed to be a trend of people with money to do that, to go and just kind of
have to have money. It's not
pick children. It seems really odd to me. That I don't know. It's something about it didn't feel or didn't seem right. Like the motivation behind it. Not that. I mean, I'm happy any child could get a home, like but it seemed like a not a fetishization or some kind of, but it was just like an exotic. I hate the word exotic too when it applies to race. I have my whole like own racial issues with the wording and the definitions. And
Aren't
usage.
you Hawaiian?
Oh gosh, or just the exotic. The word exotic, especially when applied to Asian women or anything Asian, I get really mad about it. But it did feel like that, like these exotic souvenirs or this, like this thing that I'm bringing.
And people thinking that's a compliment.
Yeah, but I can only imagine waking up, because we've talked about an awakening to being Black, and so waking up, being raised in a white American household, and then awakening to who you were born to be, like your culture and things that you weren't ever exposed to, and having to maybe teach yourself or find yourself because it was never shared with you. So that's got to be jarring. Just like we've said, it's jarring to kind of wake up to the true history of being Black in this country or something. So,
and it's like even the stuff you're making up might not be accurate to your specific culture. You're just doing the best you can. And I feel like being Black and adopted feels maybe easier because we're already kind of with slavery and all this stuff. Everything was mixed up. People going to different families and everything. And so
like lost lineage, like you couldn't.
Everybody's auntie, it's like, so it's like an extended family almost. So it feels like it's just not a relative, like a blood relative.
Wow. I'm weird.
Yes.
Like, wow. I just had my second coffee, so I'm.
I know, I'm getting there.
Wired. Pardon
me. I can't drink these sodas without burping.
But you drink like bubbly water or like carbonated water.
I burp that too.
Oh, okay. She burps.
Yeah, baby, she burps.
She burps.
I was trying to pull up the adoption stats, but it's slow. They do did you know that they do an annual report on intercountry adoption?
Do they?
The government.
I mean, they do. I'm sure they do a report on all kind of stuff.
Yeah, everything.
So pretty much Big Brother.
But
an
that's
episode
they actually
coming
having
to-
receipts. I'm proud of that. Let me see.
Well,
And
do
then
they
it said,
do they have a hand in that? I mean, there's an exchange of money, I'm sure. Do they have a little
it feels like it's got to
like
be
that?
something up. Did you
Like
know in
there's
20?
a tax on adopting internet. You know what I mean? Like
Because those are government entities and agencies. You're paying
but
private
it's
agencies
not like a
and
product. Do you know what I mean?
human trafficking. I mean, this is government.
We gotta look into it. The government
Excuse me.
and their legalized human trafficking or whatever. I don't know.
Well, that's like with these kids working now. Like, kids can work and they're going to work and getting killed in these factories like it's 1850.
I need to like
1875.
read the news, watch the news, because I don't know what's going on anymore, and I kind of like that I don't. Because when
Yeah.
you say something like that, I'm like, what?
Right?
Like my world didn't have that in it.
Yeah, for the past week, I've
was
been so
like-
busy running around. Like, I didn't even look at the news, so I missed stuff that was
Good.
going
Doesn't
on.
feel good though.
Right? And
Until
then
you
you
see
hear
it.
about it,
Yeah,
and it's
right.
like, ugh. I'm glad I wasn't in the mix. Because what I'm noticing right now, and it's kind of frustrating, this is off topic, but it's kind of frustrating, is these clips. I'm supposed to look at a clip, and just because it's a police officer and somebody, I'm supposed to automatically assume they're doing something wrong. And it's like, I'm not going by clips anymore because you missed the whole beginning part.
It's a little snippet.
Yeah, it's just
of
a
what
little
happened.
snippet or somebody screaming at someone, but you don't know what caused it to happen.
happened
I've seen people antagonize and be the one screaming. So it's like,
Yeah.
and especially like there was somebody in New York, I don't know what happened there. But I know people are always bothering you on the train and people are always like trying to hurt you on the train. Like,
I'm not getting on no subway.
yeah, there's always, I mean, you'll be fine, but it's like there's always activity. If it's
Right.
not on your car, it's on the car
Something
next to
going
you.
on,
Yeah.
yeah.
And so I need more details of what did you do anything? If you didn't, that's fine. And I mean, that's not fine. But did you do anything? Because how did this happen in the first place?
I just want to mind my own business.
But
Like,
that's
I
the
don't
thing, you
wanna
can't mind your
know.
business
I
if
don't
somebody's
wanna know.
getting into your business by accosting you or
Yeah,
attacking you.
if it happens to me, but if this
Yeah.
happens to somebody else, I don't, I'm not
Yeah.
gonna stand in the way of that brick.
Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
I'm
Like,
not taking up for anybody.
I got my own
Yeah.
to worry about.
That's a big
But I'm a
big
woman,
topic. Yeah.
for one, so I mean, take that for what you want. But I'm not jumping in, and I'm some people's mama, so,
Mm-hmm.
you know,
I feel like people are some people's fathers, and that's the big thing because women are talking about protect black women and stuff. But
or just be a good human. That's all I want. Just be a good human.
but I'm like,
What's
if
wrong
you're
with
sitting
you?
here cursing somebody out and somebody hits you, I'm gonna call 911 or something.
Yeah.
I'll do
I mean,
that.
I'll help you out in that way. I'm not putting my life.
Yeah, I'll help
Yeah.
you after the fact or something, but I'm not gonna get in between you and
No
that.
Montgomery Brawl. You're
Yeah,
not gonna
no.
jump across the street to
And
get
go to
there.
jail for the rest of my life. No,
Montgomery Brawl.
because that was not even brawl. Let's call 911. They did need the first people. No, I'm not.
At
like,
Montgomery Brawl?
The first people, like I could see that you're just in the moment. You're trying to
Yeah.
save somebody. You could have gotten killed. You
Yeah.
know. So
Because he was getting jumped by
yeah,
hella people. Yeah.
exactly. People kicking you and all this stuff. You
And,
can die
and
from
all
that.
these people are just going to sit there and watch.
Yeah.
Like, there's going to be a handful of people who are going to say, no, this is not.
But the
okay."
second half was like
Yeah.
unnecessary.
People skipping.
Skipping and beating people in the head
Chairs.
with chairs and stuff.
Wild. I don't know. I'm a two shoes though. I always say my husband calls me goody two shoes.
Yeah,
Two shoes.
same.
So I don't. I will call 911 though. I'll get the popos out for you.
Yeah, I've done that before,
But
and
yeah,
they
me
don't do
too.
anything.
Yeah.
But still, like,
But I did my part.
Yeah, exactly. I did my part.
Ooh.
But it's like, yeah, I'm just sick of this out of context stuff because,
Like that video you shared with me yesterday. Megan.
Oh, yeah.
Rapinoe, whatever her name, Rapinoe. Not looking at that kid, signing
Yeah.
the soccer ball, not making eye contact, not acknowledging. But I feel like you said you've seen a different, like a longer version or whatever. I just saw the little snippet from whatever the link was. But I mean, maybe they had a conversation before. Maybe it was a long line of people. And it
no,
was
yeah,
just like,
I'll show you.
who
Yeah, I'll
knows?
have to pull it up.
Yeah. But I just feel like, I mean, whatever. She busy. I mean,
Yeah.
whatever.
I don't know. Eye contact is free, and
Yeah.
acknowledging a child is free.
Yeah.
But I mean, she signed it, so they'll get some money off of it.
I mean, that's even more than some people do.
Mm-hmm.
She signed the ball. Because some people will just completely... we were in Vegas, and Reggie Miller, it was a fight just let out, and we were in MGM, and we were little. And he saw Reggie Miller, and he was like, wow, like, it's, oh my gosh, basketball, this is whatever. He had women around him, and he was like, Reggie, like that. And he just kind of was like, and kept walking. My brother, a cute little, like, 8-year-old, he was so cute, a little chubby,
Yeah,
like,
give him a high five,
little
you know,
something.
something.
And he was like, nah. And then Randall Cunningham black quarterback, I think for the Eagles, I think, came out. And my brother was like, oh, Randall cut in. And he actually put his arm around my brother. And was
there you go.
to
It
him
made
and
up for him.
But it's just, you get different reactions.
Look at y'all. Y'all was at a fight?
Yeah, you know how we did Vegas back in the day. We pretty much grew up in Vegas. Well, we weren't at the fight, but we were in the arcade. And the fight let out. And we were like, ooh, who was at the fight? And they were paging Deion Sanders. And I remember like, ooh, Deion Sanders.
Right?
Yeah,
Look, Deion Sanders
I'm like 12
again.
or something,
Yeah.
So I'm like, who? I wanted just to see them.
They're real.
But I think celebrities should have, I guess it's part of the life. Mm-hmm. But you can have bad days, or you can have days where you're like, okay, I'm gonna do the bare minimum. We tell ourselves that I showed up, but I did the bare. I'm doing okay. So you can't expect people to be on all the time.
Yeah, if you're getting paid all that money, it comes at a price.
Yeah,
I don't have any pity for celebrities.
Pay me that money, I'm sure I'm still gonna have some shitty days.
Yeah.
So.
And you got to be accountable. They're canceling people now without even a trial. So it's like
without a trial.
Like you just like, they lost this branding deal because somebody posted on TikTok. Nobody figured out anything.
It's all money.
It's just perception. People don't want to be perceived a certain way because then you're not going to buy something from me.
Yeah.
If you're selling it and you've done this,
you got to do a fake apology video like Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis.
Oh, I don't even know about that.
Because they wrote that letter for the rapist.
What did they say? Because
it was a character thing for sentencing. Like, we've known him for 20 years, and he's been this kind of person, and upstanding, whatever. Obviously, but he was just convicted of 2 counts of rape or whatever. So why would you write that letter?
You know what's creepy? Is Ashton Kutcher supposedly does something with child human trafficking. So is he like trying to get an in?
No. I don't know. I don't know why they wrote those letters.
Conspiracy there.
Or maybe they didn't think that the letters would be made public. And they were asked to write character references. And I also think, I think you probably have experiences. I know I've had experiences. Probably everybody has experiences where you were close to somebody or knew somebody and they didn't show you who they were. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And you didn't find out till later or after, or you heard a story or whatever. And you're like, dang, like I didn't know that version of so-and-so. Mm-hmm. So maybe they didn't know that version of him, which is unfortunate. But in that same vein, I wouldn't be writing you a letter talking about, well, I knew him to be blah, blah, blah. The moment you got some stank on you for that, I don't know you.
Yeah.
I don't know you anymore.
Yeah.
That's it. I don't care
why
what that
would you
sounds
do
like.
that? You're forgiving it, but at the same time, you're saying human trafficking is wrong and all this stuff.
Yeah. So I think that's problematic for sure for them. But they did the whole apology thing.
Yeah.
So I don't know.
I don't know how we got here.
I don't know. We started
context.
Started from the bottom. Now we here.
I
don't know. There's a lot. There's a lot going on.
Yeah. But yeah, being adopted, I guess.
Oh, yeah, bringing it back. There we go. Thank you.
The community.
Community.
I'll start a Philly group if anybody wants to join.
That could be cool.
Find other people who are adopted and maybe feel like space cadets out here.
Space cadets. I don't even know what kind of a community. Like, I don't know.
I just have a dream community.
Let's hear about it. Is this your commune?
My commune. We all have our own houses and stuff, and we have public areas. We have a garden and all of that stuff. We make vegan cheese, vegan wine.
And everybody just pitches in.
Everybody pitches in. People have an issue. We talk about it. We might even have some kind of system. Color code.
Yeah.
Means, give me 5 minutes. Like something.
Okay.
I don't know.
Little flag you put on the outside of your house. Like,
yeah.
Today I need time.
Yeah, everybody has boundaries. Not like everybody just rolling up in your house all the time. You're just a community. You're there to support. It's like an extended family.
That would never happen.
And we'll have parties. We'll have theme parties.
This is you need the end of the world to come for that. That's a post-apocalyptic. you know when you watch stuff like The Walking Dead or like The Last of Us, was that the one with the fungi or whatever? And
I didn't watch.
It was a painful thing to watch. I didn't enjoy it, but I watched it. But at the end of end of times, when like you got to rebuild, that's usually how it looks. Very like communal.
Yep.
Everybody gets their ration. Yep. Everybody's pitching in, doing things. There's no money. There's no bartering or exchange. It's just we're doing this as one unit.
Yeah.
That's beautiful. I don't know how you get there. I mean, that's, I guess, the opposite of what we're doing here.
I guess.
Or what we're set up to do.
Yeah, we're not set up for that.
Yeah, it's too big for that.
Make that money.
I think we're too big for that, too. Too many people. You can't do that. I mean, that works better on a small scale, small communities, right?
See, I feel like it's good for many people because then you have more resources.
But I mean, like statewide. That's what I mean. Like it's.
Oh yeah, there's no state. Yeah,
right.
No, that's not a community. That's yeah.
Yeah, that's just your statehood.
Excuse me, unless you get a little mini island or something. Like this is my island.
Island living.
Welcome. But then somebody asked a question, and it was funny because you said post-apocalyptic. I want to know what you think.
Okay.
It's you wake up and the zombie apocalypse has happened, and you're the only person left on Earth. What would
How do
you
I
do?
know?
You're in New York.
How do I know I'm the only person left?
Because that's what you're being told in the prompt. It's like you're going to take that to be the truth.
But I don't think I would take it. I would grieve. I know you're not supposed to cry. I think I've seen you post this or something like that. And crying is not. What would you do? What was the first thing you do? I would.
Oh, crying is not an option.
Yeah,
oh, okay, I forgot that part.
I would mourn for I don't know how long. Mm-hmm. And then I would try to find some.
I said I would break into the sperm bank.
And make babies. And then what? Hey, babies, make some more babies. Like how?
Yeah, then they have to breed. We just start Earth. Beget.
Why'd I think baguette? Like bread. No, I mean, I don't think I would accept. Yeah, but then and then what? Break to the sperm bank and do what? Like, there's a whole process. It's not frozen. You got to thaw it out. You got to track when is it? How do you? Yeah, you would figure it out.
Yeah,
go to the store, go get you a turkey baster.
Because people kept saying they would break in or they would sneak, and I'm like, nobody else exists. Everything is yours.
Yeah, so you don't have to sneak.
You don't have to.
But the zombies are around still.
I thought they were taken. I thought you were the only person left. Like
you're it.
They didn't specify if animals. I feel like you were just the only human being. So maybe they were zombies.
But why? That's a toughie.
I think it's just to show like your values and like the things you value. So
everything I valued would be gone.
Yeah.
So I probably would be gone.
Yeah.
That's what I would. I don't know. I would. I think there's something in me. I would look and look and look until I couldn't look anymore.
Like Handmaid's Tale.
What about Handmaid's Tale? Oh, is that coming back?
It's a strike. So is a strike over? I don't even know what's going on.
They're messing up my TV.
I stopped watching though. It was getting too ridiculous.
It is.
Yeah, I was like, this is getting real unrealistic. I mean, it was already.
They got to go back for her daughter. I think that's what it is.
They did though. Like for
her
how
older
many times?
daughter, right? They got the little baby, but they didn't bring her back. The older daughter.
Oh yeah.
She got to go back.
But she was in the same house. I don't know.
I mean, it was a mess. And then she got safe, and then she tried to put herself back in.
Yeah, that's where I stopped, I think. Because they were shooting at her or something. I'm like, okay, this is outrageous.
And then Serena had her baby, and they took her baby from her. Oh, yeah, so now she a handmaid. It's a mess.
Yeah, she's a handmaid. Okay.
Or she's fertile. She's proven to be fertile now,
yeah.
So that's a problem. If you guys don't watch The Handmaid's Tale, get yourself on Hulu and go watch it.
And it's kind of messed up that she was fertile.
Yeah,
we went
it was
through
him.
all of this. Yeah.
It was him the whole time.
But he's gone, right? They got his ass.
Yeah, but see?
Yeah.
Blaming women and making women, pimping women out when it's the men that are probably infertile.
Dang. I hate stories like that where it's like, oh, this was the whole time. Like,
the book.
This could have been avoided, but then nobody would be making money off of it.
And the book has been banned in a lot of Margaret Atwood.
Wow.
She's the author of The Handmaid's Tale, and she wrote something else too. But I don't know. I've been keeping track of like banned books and trying to go out and like buy them and read them and
to see why they're banned.
Fight the power. You're not gonna ban. I'm gonna read it. You don't
right?
like it?
Especially we weren't even allowed to read.
There's something in there I want.
How Octagon?
But I mean, even in The Handmaid's Tale, women weren't allowed to read. You got your finger chopped off if you did.
Dang.
So, even if you were the commander's wife, she got her finger chopped off for reading the Bible. I mean, it's
because ignorance is bliss. They know better,
and you can control ignorance.
Yeah,
and that says something because they're trying to ban books and limit what can be taught in schools right now. For what reason? I guess you got to ask the reason.
Yeah,
that's scary.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it is for mind control or to control people.
I don't know. I'm gonna read what I want.
Because in my mind, I would want everybody to know everything, and then you can make an educated decision.
Because you don't have power that you need to guard.
Closely. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They know the control. Got to control. And we're stupid and fall for it. Oh, let's fight the races. Yeah, that'll keep us occupied. somebody got hurt. Oh, what color was the person who hurt him? Oh, okay, let's make that an issue.
I'm tired of that.
I'm so sick of it all.
I'm tired of all of it. I just be good humans. That's all.
That's asking. You're asking way too much.
I feel like it's so simple though, right? It's
That's
just
why
so
it's so simple. It's complicated.
I don't know where this episode is going.
I don't know. It's interesting though.
But I just feel, I look at people like we haven't today. We'll do it. Driving through certain parts of my town, you'll see Confederate flags. You'll see "Let's Go Brandon." You'll see the Trump stuff.
You see that in Pennsylvania,
F Joe Biden, whatever. But I just feel like to have that level of vitriol or hate, or to get so about hating someone, and I mean, I look at Joe Biden. I mean,
you do.
I don't have no. I mean, I saw him speaking at the UN. It came on the TV, and I was like. That's real sad. That's America right there. This is America. This little wrinkly old man, that's not the vision of strength or virility or, just power or any of that kind of stuff. But I mean, to hate this little old man so much, I don't know. I just feel like what has got you so worked up? I don't get that worked up. Even George W. Bush was probably my most worked up, and it wasn't on the level of what's happening today. And that was because of a war that we got put into. So there was actual concrete something that was like, well, what are you doing, bro? Like, people are dying, literally.
That's the thing. I think people are meant to die. There's like a scarcity of resources. And that's where all of this stuff comes from, is fear. You're going to take something away from me.
There's a lot of fear.
Take my life as I know it away from me. How will I adapt?
But I wonder, how? I mean, someone is being lied to, right? Taking your life away, and who is doing what is happening that's taking your life away?
Scarcity.
I mean, I guess we should talk about scarcity mindset.
That doesn't mean material scarcity, just
but scarcity of resources.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I don't know that's blamed on one person over another, because I feel like we had all kinds of scarcity, just issues like formula and gas and that's all that stuff has happened under various political parties, different presidents, different
and it happened more recently with COVID and everything too.
Yeah, you can't blame that on one person or one ideology.
But they will.
Yeah, but that again, that's the control by fear.
Mm-hmm. That's the easiest way to control, is fear.
I'm not scared.
The other ones take too much work.
Yeah, well, and they're really hard to do legally and quietly, or under the radar.
Fear, you don't have to do it. People will do it for you. So that's what's happening.
And it's spreading even faster because of social media and all of the Oh, interesting.
So that's why it's sometimes it's just nice to live in your own world, and you're I didn't even know this was going on.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's kind of scary because I'm by myself, so then I really don't have a feedback loop of what's going on, but it's still nice to just not even pay attention, because when you look at the world itself, it's hold up, this was a good day.
It's going,
right? Even I think I told you I've been trying to make eye contact more, because
I don't know, you're going a little too far for me.
So I'll be walking around and making, doing my crazy eye contact, and sometimes people will wave or say hello, or I'll say good morning. Uh-huh. One time somebody didn't say good morning back, and I said, good morning, and waved my hands.
Sometimes I feel this when I'm in spaces where I'm the only one who looks like me.
Mm-hmm.
That the need to present friendly, to appear less threatening or less othered.
Before, yeah, definitely before.
I find myself
I felt like
doing
I was
that
jolly,
in a lot of spaces.
manly or something.
Hi. Yeah,
that was kind of our job too.
Become accepting, so that they can become acceptable.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And I'm the jokester. I was always the class clown. That was my survival skill.
Ooh. Because it's more comfortable to do that than it is to be uncomfortable and othered and excluded.
I was already othered, so might as well make it fun. So might as well be the class clown. But yeah, the nice thing, though, I feel like I'm generally nice, genuinely nice.
Sometimes.
But yes, like I said, I can get into a mood, but it's not. Most of the time, I'm just a jolly person. I'm like a depressed jolly person. Yeah, I feel like I am. So
love it.
It's just me. It's not me trying to put on or be if I don't want to be if I'm not in the mood or something happen.
You honest.
I can't even be.
Can't fake it. Can't fake that phone.
I'm not that mature.
I'm so mature. Well,
just dance. All right. Bye.
Bye.